I didn't know what to do with my life, so I decided to meet some people. So I did a challenge to have coffee with 100 strangers. So I have 100 coffee with 100 strangers in 3 months. It was an interesting challenge to do, and I realized most of the people stopped dreaming, and I was like, I'm also stopped dreaming, and I'm 34, I have a bit of money, I'm single with no kids, so maybe I should do something about it. And so just before COVID, I make a list of 100 dreams, and I decided to take 2 years to achieve all of my dreams.
Our guest today is Maxime Barbier, co-founder and CEO of Timeleft. They are organizing dinners for strangers. Imagine a sort of blind date with 5 other people while eating good food. Spicy. Timeleft is now live in 320 plus cities across 65 countries. Every Wednesday, and also now Thursday and Friday, more than 25,000 people gather in restaurants worldwide to share a meal and experience the joy of genuine human connection, and they went from 0 to 16 million euro run rate in 18 months. Yummy. During this episode, we discussed the return to in real life events and the in real life or ERL tech, the effects of social media, and why you should go on a Timeleft experience. Enjoy. Maxime, bonjour.
Bonjour. How you want to do it in French?
Yes. No. I do visit actually France quite often. I have a cousin, and she's an architect. She's a beautiful human being, and she's just so nice that every summer she lets me come by and crash in the guest room for about a week or two. And I've been, of course, visiting also south of France quite often. But between south of France and Paris, I think I spend probably a month. A year, but the only thing that I know is just like bonjour and croissant, I guess.
Bonjour, croissant, merci.
Oui. Where are you based? Are you based in Paris?
Yes, I'm based in Paris.
Were you always based in Paris?
Born and raised in Paris, and I left Paris in 2020 for 4 years. I'm just back 1 year ago.
Oh yeah, where were you? Where did you go?
Just before the COVID, I sold my company and decided to travel a bit. So for 2 years, I live in Australia, New Zealand, Brazil, Mexico, Portugal. And then my business partner was living in Lisbon. And so when we decided to pivot again and again, I came back to Lisbon, where he was at the time. And I spent 2 years in Lisbon. Great city, super cool lifestyle, but a bit too small for me.
Too small. So you prefer Paris?
Yeah. So my girlfriend is from Istanbul, so even bigger city. I think we are both city person, and I was trying to build a business, and Paris was scaling pretty quickly for Timeleft. So I said, okay, let's go back to Paris to see. And I started to hire 1 person, and 2, and 3, and 4, and so now the HQ and the whole team, most of the team is in Paris now.
Got it. And you mentioned that you sold the previous business. Is that Vertical Station?
Yes, it was a media company for 10 years, from 25 to 35, so a big part of my life. And we producing content for social media. So it was, at the end, we have 18 million followers, 100 employees, and I sold it to the national TV at the end of 2019.
That's pretty awesome. So what made you walk away from that and to build Timeleft?
So I walk away from my past startup because I sold it, and I sold it because I thought it will be possible to create something bigger by joining forces with a corporate big, TV company, and actually it was not the case. So I decided to stay 3 years, and then we separate our path. And then I didn't know what to do with my life in 2020. Actually, the first idea of Timeleft come from my own story. I didn't know what to do with my life, so I decided to meet some people. So I did a challenge to have coffee with 100 strangers. So I have 100 coffee with 100 strangers in 3 months. It was an interesting challenge to do, and I realized most of the people stopped dreaming, and I was like, I'm also stopped dreaming, and I'm 34, I have a bit of money, I'm single with no kids, so maybe I should do something about it. And so just before COVID, I make a list of 100 dreams, and I decided to take 2 years to achieve all of my dreams. And it was the best time to travel, actually, COVID, when you're single and you can just move around. And when I started to do that, there was a big lockdown in France. The first one, my friend get depressed and a bit lonely in their home, wondering, the meaning of life. And me, I was living my best life. So I came with the first idea of Timeleft. What do you want to do with the time you got left? And it was a platform when you can see the bucket list of everyone.
Awesome. I loved all the concepts that you mentioned, both like the 100 coffees with 100 strangers, because I guess that kind of gets you out a little bit of your comfort zone, and that you get to learn new things from new people and how they see their world. And also the idea of 100 dreams. So where did you want to do with your life? Where on the list are you? Is it like a complicated list, or is like it contains both like easy things and more complex?
The last one. So why 100? Because I don't know. I know. Actually, I know. I watched a video of 4 guys in the US maybe 15 years ago who did 100 dreams. I was like, this is cool, 100. And I tried to go to 100. So on the first try, I get 20 or 25 dreams. I'm like, oh my God, to get 100, that's tough. Like, I don't have 100 dreams. And then I realized dreams is a really interesting world because it can be so many things. Dreams, objectives, going, I don't know, in the moon can be a dream. I don't know, making your own first cake can be a dream. So there is, different size of dreams, right? And so that's exactly what I did. I did a list of a mix of really simple things to do and a list of really big, hard things to do. And I mixed them all. And I start with the really simple one to give me, a good rhythm and say, oh, I'm doing it, amazing. And then along the way, I did, pretty big one. So I did 88 in 2 years. Now I still have a list of 40 before 40, but now I turn 40, so I have a list of 50 before 50.
That's amazing. Actually, referring to the video that you've seen, I also seen like a video which is quite old of Jim Rohn. So this is the mentor of Tony Robbins. So he has a goal-setting exercise, and this is something that I almost force all the CEOs that I work with. Dreaming is beautiful because it gives you energy. It makes you imagine instead of kind of thinking linearly. And to your point, so like the goal list, I think I even like published something like a blog post about it. I think it's just very easy to maybe find like the first 20 wants or dreams, but after 20, it just gets very, very hard.
Yeah, and also I did this exercise with many of my friends now, and dreams can be so many different things. But also when people come up with dreams in the first place, let's say your first 20, then you ask the question, okay, you want to do a marathon? Why? Tell me why. Why do you want to do a marathon? I don't know, it's cool. No. Why do you want to do a marathon? Oh, because I don't know, if I do a marathon, maybe I will be fit. Okay, but why do you want to be fit? Oh, because, I don't have a girlfriend. I will, okay. So let's maybe have let's say the dream is to find love or to have a girlfriend. Let's put this one there. Maybe a marathon is not maybe the easiest way to get fit. So let's work on this one. So it's interesting how, I give you also a cool insight. So when we did the first idea of Timeleft, we received like 5,000 dreams. And the top 10, I don't know the top 10, but I know the top 5. The top 5 dreams of the people, 10,000 users, so it's a big panel, right? One is to find love. Second was to be fluent in English. Third was to do a marathon, and I think 4 or 5 was to become an entrepreneur.
So you mentioned that you also do this part of Timeleft, and I saw that on your website you have we check your personality test, and then you kind of take people through this process where you also try to understand them a little bit better, and then you try to match them maybe with like-minded people. Like, have you actually implemented this dream method within the, let's say, onboarding, or this is how you started?
No, the dream way is not part of the onboarding now. The idea number 5 of Timeleft, the one and the one you see online, is to connect a group of 6 strangers into a restaurant. The idea at the beginning was really simple, and it's still the same. Is like today in online, we try to ask people what they want, and we try to give them what they want. But I think people don't really know what they want. So with Timeleft, we decided to do the opposite. Tell me who you are, and let me decide what's going to be best for you. And so I'll give you the example. Like recently, Tinder, they make a huge post about that. Now you can give the filter of the height for guys, whatever, like this thing. But this is a nonsense, because imagine you going to the bar and the guy is 1 meter 88 and you put 1 meter 89. Are you going to say to the guy, oh, I'm sorry, you're 1 centimeter below my target. I think we should stop talking now. No, you don't do this kind of thing. And because we believe we exactly know what we want, but life is teach you other way, right? So that's why it's beautiful with Timeleft. We just have a simple question, 40 question. Mostly is to know who you are in terms of basic, like gender, age, what do you want to have at dinners, what's your budget, what language do you speak? If you speak German and I speak Portuguese, it's not going to be an interesting dinner if you don't know how to speak to each other. So we ask all these questions to make sure we can maximize the chance of success of a group. But two things I learned with Timeleft now, we sit 600,000 unique people into restaurants in 2 years.
Wow.
It's two things. One is people have way more in common than they think. You and me, like we already get along, right? But if we spend 2 hours together, I'm sure we're going to find so many points in commons. Not because we are guys, same age, whatever, but more than that, right? And the second thing is we believe loneliness is the cause of loneliness is because we lost our ability to be social, but no. We are social animal, right? And if you put people who don't know each other, okay, it's a bit awkward and, tense at the beginning, you don't know what to say, blah, blah, blah. But after 30 minutes, everyone is like, blah, 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 blah. It's really interesting to know. So we don't feel lonely because we don't know how to be social anymore. We feel lonely because we don't have any space to express what's make us human, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I remember this very sad story that I'm going to share. So I moved to Stockholm from Amsterdam for this venture capital firm to cover the Nordics. And I was just so used with all those dating apps. And I was in this bar, I think it was like a Friday evening. I didn't know anyone in the city. And I was in this bar. I was having like a flank maca for all those Swedes kind of listening to. And I was on this dating app and I just take my head out and I'm looking, what the hell am I doing? When did I or we lost the ability to, let's say, go a little bit out of our comfort zone and kind of meet strangers? And I think, like, to your point, we are just social animals. If we are not social, then that's why you have this loneliness pandemic all over the world. And loneliness, it's even higher in the most dense cities. How do you see this loneliness pandemic, the social media that we have right now, and this very big trend in real life events? Be that, what you see with Timeleft, or also I see in different type of, let's say, founder dinners or conferences. People want to actually go to conferences, whereas like maybe pre-COVID, it was like, oh my God, conferences are most of the time a waste of time. But now it seems that people kind of realize how precious it is, the human connection in real life. Oh, yeah. How do you see it? Because on your background, you organized some events, then you did actually social media, so you know both the good parts and the best parts.
Yes, exactly. For Timeleft, the theory is pretty simple. It's like we have so many things who make us more isolated. So I think I saw an article recently about this, or we are the first species to self-isolate ourselves. Like by design, we put ourselves lonely by design. And there is so many things. It's not only social media and dating apps. Yes, for sure, dating apps and social media are really bad. And instead of, 20 years ago, you spent 2 hours per day, going to the bar and seeing your friends. Now you spend 2 hours scrolling on TikTok, on Instagram. But if you think there is so many other things, right? The example I'm going to give you is I was in a restaurant on Sunday night with my girlfriend, and we go to the restaurant and we are the only customers in the restaurant. It's open restaurant, but we're only customers. And we sat and I was like, oh, it's sad. It's Sunday. There is no one, but at least, we're going to be served fast. So, it's kind of okay. And then after 30 minutes, 45 minutes, the food don't come, right? So I talked to the guy, I say, what's happening? We are the only one. And he said, oh, we are so sorry. We have so many delivery from Uber Eats and all this food, company, right? And I was like, wow. So 20 years ago, maybe the restaurant will be full of people who have to go down and grab their food or sit in the restaurant to get the meal, right? But now you can just, make it delivery to your home. Or before we went to the cinema, now we watch Netflix. Or, before we have to go to an office, now we work from home. So there is so many trends who make us self-isolated. So I think this big new industry who Timeleft is a big part of it is called the in real life tech space is now, because we are so fed up of getting lonely, we need to use the technology to win back, in real life moment of connection. That's why we saw so many initiatives like Timeleft, or like this new trend, or like, I don't know, going to a park to read with strangers, or going to, I don't know, a coffee shop to do nothing with board games, all this kind of thing, because we are, I don't know, I don't think it's possible to change that. We need to socialize as human. We need, loneliness is really hard for people because it's part of who we are, and removing, moment in life when you can express and talk with people and smile and hang out, and then it's not going to be good at all.
Why do you think it's that? What do you think is this cause for self-isolation?
Because technology is stronger than we are. I don't know. I think you already did that, and people who listen did that also. Like, how many times do we try to delete Instagram and say, "Oh no, fuck that! It's over. I'm over Instagram. This is it. I deleted the app." And after 3 days, after 4 days, you say, "Oh, I still want to know what's happening," and you download. But I'm not going to use it for more than 30 minutes. And then after two weeks, you go back to 1 hour per day, because I think technology is really powerful. And you have, I don't know, 500 engineers at Facebook who their job is to make you sticky and addict to the app. So it's really hard to fight technology. And technology also is so many concepts are winning because they make life more easy. But there is a trade-off. So when you don't have to go outside from your home because you can make the food coming to you, yes, that's convenient for sure. But you lose something on the way. You lose the fact you become more lazy, you don't go out more often, you don't, I don't know, go outside and see people or whatever. And so Zoom call. Zoom is an amazing thing. We are having a podcast now. Look, it's a good example. We have a podcast now and you are on the opposite side of the world and we see each other with a video. 20 years ago, you want to have the same thing. You have to come to Paris, we shake hands, we have a coffee, we talk a bit. So, it's a trade-off. But I think people are not aware of what we are losing in this battle.
Interesting. It kind of seems that the path to dopamine used to be a little bit longer, where you had to put a little bit of effort. Let's say for food, you had to cook it, or you had to go to the restaurant. For friendships, for dating. But now, to your point, it's an army of very smart people trying to get that dopamine as fast as possible. I think there is also this investor, Rex Woodbury, and he says, look, if you look and if you map some of the companies on the 7 deadly sins, so food, you have Fedora, or Uber, you can eat like convenience, Netflix, you just sit and do nothing and just watch. And then you have Tinder and all this kind of dating apps, which let's say on the surface level, you think that it makes things easier, but probably you do get a dopamine when you kind of, swipe left or right, and like, oh, this person kind of likes me. But then it never kind of ends up, or very rarely actually, I find that it ends up in something meaningful.
Yeah.
What actually happens when you put 6 strangers at a table, take their phones away, and give them 90 minutes? What are some of the comments or rating that you get? Have you ever kind of went undisguised,
incognito? Yes, that's something I'm really proud of. I'm the number 1 user of Timeleft. I did 70 dinners myself in 2 years, and so I love it. I go every week. Incognito. It's more hard now to stay incognito, but yes, I do. For many reasons. One is because I really love what I do, and I really love to meet new people. Also, it's a good way to know, what's happening in your own product. I say sometimes it's like if you sell cars, you can drive with people. So it's good. Oh, why they're doing the things like this? He's not supposed to do like this. But so it's really great. No, and I did Timeleft dinner in Tokyo, in Istanbul, in London. I did in 10 different cities, and it's always interesting. So of course it's like life. You have 25% of the dinner are like the best dinner of your life. 50% are like good, but okay. And then you have 20% of the dinner like, I don't want to see this, because it's life. So, we have a data. Actually, we just put out the data recently. On average, every users have 1.1 mutual match. So for people who don't know Timeleft, it's not like a dating apps or Instagram. To have a match, you need to go to the dinners, show yourself, have a nice time. And at the end of the dinner, we ask you who you want to see again. And if it's mutual, it means after 3 hours or 2 hours of talking, the person say yes to you, then you have a match into the app. So it's not just a swipe. It's really something you need to go for it, right? And it's 1.1 on average. And last time I had a talk with someone, he said, 1.1 is really low. I mean, it's low compared to what? Go into the bar and ask like 20 people to be your friend, and let's see what's the percentage you will have. And it was mind-blowing for me because we are so used to Amazon Prime. Like, you can't have the thing the next day, right? Like, what do you mean 1.1 friend is not enough? Like, how many friends do you expect to have on a dinner with 6 strangers? So I think sometimes we lose perspective on this kind of thing. But go back to your question, Timeleft has something magical because people who go to Timeleft dinner are mostly open to meet. They are there to meet. They are there to connect. And what was game changer for Timeleft is like, we don't ask what are you looking for. There is no profile pictures. You don't swipe. You don't say, I want this kind of girl, this kind of guys. It's just really random in terms of who you're gonna have. Not random in the sense of you don't know what's gonna happen. And so you need to be a bit more open. And then before this version in 2023, we tried to connect the same group of strangers, but with things to do. So yoga, painting, and it was really hard to scale. And then we realized what is the only thing people know how to do at scale in the world, and it's to eat. And when you think about it, a dinner in a restaurant is known by everyone. You have to show up on time. You have to sit. You have to have a main, a dessert. You will have to pay the bill. When the bill is paid, it's probably the end of the dinner. You can say goodbye. And so I believe dinner is an amazing technology to connect people, and that's why this concept is working in so many different countries. We are now in 52 countries, so it's working really well in India, in Japan, in Bogota, in Peru, in whatever, in 260 cities. And it's also working for so many generations. My dad is 71, he goes every 2 months. I know some people who are 20. So yeah, it's a magical thing, to be honest.
No, I love it. Love it. And I mean, like, to your point of kind of managing expectations, or just by default be open to, let's say, connect with other people. And then if there is any type of interest, that should come after you connected as a human being with no expectations, and not maybe the other way around. I was discussing like with a friend, and it was like, hey, like all those dating apps, like it should be like, hey, let's try to be friends first, see if there is any type of alignment, in how we think. But I think, or like a lot of the guys that also I kind of talked to, and I just been to Amsterdam. And by the way, just on a tangent, I was trying to join like the Friday dinner that just happened, and you guys started only with Wednesdays, but I saw that at least in Amsterdam also you introduced Friday because probably it's very popular. And I was overthinking, I think, for 6 hours, and it was gone, right? But I was talking like with this friend of mine, and he's like, yeah, like I don't understand like this dating, like you go, but the expectations are like, we are on a date now, instead of being like, hey, let's meet as friends, and then if there is any type of interest, then that should kind of follow. Like what?
Yeah, but based on what you said, there is something I really believe is the word friendship is what's the English name for that? Like, we have a wrong interpretation of the word friendship. We say there is dating and there is friendship, but they are like really connected. And to back to what you say, I truly believe any relationship starts with being friend. You have a date with someone and you try to get along. Of course, you have a physical attraction who make the relationship go into the dating space and maybe not into the friendship, but you have to be friends first. Like, we meet together to start a business together. We don't have to be the best friend in the planet, but we need to have, something. If we want to work together for the next 10 years and, 50 hours per week, we need to get along. So every relationship starts with a bit of a friendship. And go back to the dating apps. I think what dating apps are going down is because they don't try to sell you love or a good date or whatever. They sell you dopamine. They sell you entertainment. Like, hey, Max, tell me what you want. Do you want tall, small? Do you want brunette, blonde? Do you want a fitness girl or not? What do you want? Tell me everything. I'm going to look for it. And then you swipe and you swipe and you swipe and you swipe. But then you build such a big expectation. Then the date, it's for sure most of the time a failure, because that's not how life works, right? And it's also like with a friend of mine who is single, I say, okay, you know what? Show me your filter. And he showed me the filter in the dating app. I was like, bro, like none of your ex will match any of your filter. So what?
Right.
So what are you doing? He said, yeah, but I would love to have this and this and this. And yeah, but it's mathematic. The more filter you add, the less probability you will find someone.
For sure. And I was actually thinking the other day because I was just swiping. So I'm single again, and I was kind of swiping. And then I'm thinking, I'm pretty sure that if I would meet this person in real life, I would like them. But because we've kind of created this ideal, what's the ideal that I want? And not necessarily who is another human being that maybe I can start to build a relationship. And to your point, like any type of relationship, regardless of the direction in which it's going to go, if it's business, intimate, just a relationship with a friend, it has to be a relationship. And a relationship is something that is something in between you and her, or you and him, right? Where like it has to be some common interest. It has to be some intellectual curiosity. It has to be a little bit of give and take, right? But you need to have that first.
Yeah, for sure. And there is this book called Friend from a guy called Robin Dunbar. He's an anthropologist who discovered you can't have, I don't know if you know this circle of friendship. You can't have more than 5 close friends, 50 friends, and good friends. And you can't have more than 150 acquaintances. It's because the human brain can't. It's by design. And what he says, like, you need to trust at the beginning, there will be something at the end. And so if you and me, we have a coffee and we spend 1 hour, I would say, I feel there is a friendship there. I don't know yet, but I feel, there is something. But then you need to trust the process and you need to spend time. And so he said, you need 50 hours to go from strangers to friend, and you need an extra 50 hours to go from friend to good friend. And it has to be done within a certain 6 or 9 months or whatever. And so I think it's interesting when you go on the date, like people are so, okay, it has to be black and white by the end of the date. But no, like, just give time, maybe give it a second chance, and then a third and a fourth. Like, you can't know someone by spending 1 hour, or everyone going to pretend, or like, I do this and I'm this, and you fake it and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah.
I'm going to remember that. So 50 hours.
50 hours.
50 hours. And do you have some stories from a Timeleft dinner that changed someone's life?
We are not at dating apps, but we have our first wedding because of Timeleft. Hello.
Hello.
Thailand. My dad is one of the things I'm the most proud of. Like, my dad has a brain accident 4 years ago, and he's suffering from huge loneliness. It was like panic attack and stuff like that. I have to stay in the home for 2 years, didn't see anyone. My mom was really struggling with this. And I asked my dad, go on Facebook groups, try to find some hiking, old guy, whatever, in your city, go. And he was doing nothing. And then one start to scale in Paris. And I see people from 50, 60 years old, booking ticket. I was like, this is the moment. So I called my dad. I said, Dad, I'm going to send you an Uber. I'm going to be in the same restaurant. Please show up. You will see, blah, blah. And he came to the first dinner. I think it was 7 or 9 months ago. And the next day he has a match. And he called me, he said, Max, I have a match with someone and we talk. It's amazing. So, it was a really interesting moment for me as a son, for sure. But yeah, we have many stories of people who are struggling with loneliness and succeed to fight that with Timeleft. I think also something I want to say is when you say lonely people, we have this image of, this cliche image or like, oh, is this overweight guy lonely? Is his home? I'm not like this. Loneliness is for like other people. But loneliness is touching everyone. Like, it's touching people like you, people like me, people who are in relationship and they don't have any connection with their girlfriend since 7 years, people who are feeling lonely inside of they have the same friend since 20 years and they're like really tired. No one really listens to each other. There are people who move back to their own city. They don't know anyone. People go through a divorce and then suddenly the friends group is separate and they're like, there is so many cases of people feeling lonely. And so when you say, do you feel lonely? I think people struggle to say yes, but in reality, they are lonely.
I mean, like, you're so right. And I feel like a little bit like some emotions filling my body because I was in Amsterdam and I went out and I was thinking like, I just feel very lonely, but I don't think even like the friends that I'm staying at, because I was staying with some friends, even like I'm not, like, to your point, like maybe people think that people that feel lonely kind of need to look a certain way, or they lack something. But yeah, no, and I think it's just so true. And I've been actually battling loneliness also in Stockholm when I moved to Stockholm. So I think I think what you're doing is very, very important, and I'm very happy to hear, like the amazing stories, and also with your dad. I'm wondering, like, how do you look at the age brackets? Were you purposefully, okay, we believe that is a segment also in the more senior population, or it just came organic? They just heard about it and they're like, hey, let's go and try it out, and then you try to group them, because there's a little bit of a cold start problem maybe.
Yes. So actually, we went pretty crazy last year. So to give you, for people who don't know, we scaled really quickly last year. So in January last year, so 16 months ago, Timeleft was live in 2 cities, and it was only 3 people in the team. And so we are starting in Lisbon and Paris, and it was, growing a bit, but slowly. And I was like, okay, we're making a bit of money, but not enough. So instead of dying in 6 months, we're going to die in 9 months. So it's not going to change the problem. And so I say, you know what? Let's do some ads in Barcelona and let's see if it's working. And it's working well. I was like, okay, let's start Madrid. Oh, it's working well. Okay, but that's 2 Spanish cities. So, okay, let's try Sao Paulo. It's working really well. Okay, interesting. So people book ticket and, and things, and we book restaurant and the thing. Okay, let's do London. London, 400 people subscribe in the first 2 weeks. I was like, this is interesting. And then last year, we opened 1 city every day. So we went from 2 cities to 225 cities in a year. We opened the whole fucking world. So it was insane. It was really insane. And then also what we realized, age is really important, because if you are 50 and I'm 25, yes, we can have a good dinners, but most of the time, statistically, people want to be with the same generation to have dinners. And so at the beginning, we have mostly like 25 to 35 years old people. But then as soon as we start to grow, of course, the first 50 to 60, we say, sorry, we don't have anyone for you. But, with the more population going to Timeleft, then we can serve these people and we attract even more people. That's why now in Paris, every Wednesday, for example, we have 1,500 people having dinners together in the whole city, and we are from 20 to 80. In small cities, it's of course more hard to serve everyone. That's why we shut down 100 cities. Now we're only in 260 cities and not 300, something crazy. But I think the beauty of Timeleft is a really simple things to do. And then when you choose the restaurant and then you choose the people, then he can work by himself. So people from 60 know how to do a Timeleft experience as the same as people from 20. It's just a dinner at the end. It's just you have old people having dinners together and young people having dinner together.
And probably old people go to more expensive restaurants and younger people too.
Yeah. And old people have more retention. They tend to stick more to the concept. They love more. They talk more. They are more engaged, for sure, 1%. But I'm really happy about this, because now every startup I see, they are like Gen Z, new generation. Okay, I'm old, I'm 40, maybe that's why I'm saying that. But we all try to get the new generation. And I think what's beautiful with Timeleft, and I think that's why we grow from, 0 to 16 million run rate in 16 months, because the concept is for everyone. We are not like the new Gen Z project. We really want to change the world. And I think we should not just focus on one generation.
That's very impressive. So you just went from 0 to 16 million euro run rate in 18 months. What do you attribute your success to? Is it because the concept is just, it can go across cultures? So to your point, if it's in Tokyo, in Sao Paulo, a dinner is a dinner. Everyone kind of knows like what a dinner is. And then also it goes across ages. Do you think that you just tapped into, maybe also connected with the loneliness epidemic? It's just a lot of people that would like to have a genuine human connection with other maybe like-minded and nice people? Like, what do you think? What was the secret there?
It's a mix of a lot of things. So of course, timing is really important. Yes, loneliness and the pandemic, and we have so many press. That's for sure. Also, the market fit was pretty impressive in the sense of that was the same concept. For the first year, we didn't really change a lot of things into the app, and it was working in so many different countries. The fact now you live a time when you can scale your business without having to move from your office. So where you can hire people locally, you can do ads in Japan and being in Paris, you can find freelancer to translate, you have ChatGPT. So we have an amazing technology opportunities now to be able to do that. And the fact the project was working in so many different countries, of course, helped us to grow that fast. We have some competition. We have a lot of copycat and competition in a lot of different cities, but they're still local. And for example, I think one of the biggest one we have maybe in Europe is claiming maybe 5,000 clients, unique participation in 2 years, 5,000, something like that. That we do 35,000 a day now. So it's, the international expansion was a big part of this growth.
So you mentioned competition kind of popping up. How do you think about stickiness? Any type of, let's say, network effects that can strengthen the platform? And maybe the second part of this question, like, what excites you the most in the next 12 months? What's the plan for you guys?
For the stickiness part, yes, we have a lot of copycat. At the beginning, I was a bit annoyed, but now I don't really care for many reasons. So one of my VCs says something interesting. He said, statistically, 99% of this competition will be die within 3 years. So, focus on yourself and do what you need to do. And also something I know is like when people copy you, first is cool. That's great. But no, what's really important I know is they copy what they see and they don't copy what you're gonna do. So usually when competition arises, they copy your website, they copy the concept, they copy what they can see. But you already 3 months in advance because you're already thinking about what you're gonna go in 3 months based on what you learn. And so if you keep copy someone, then you can start, but along the way, you will always be behind in terms of initiative. And the other thing I know is why so many competition is already there is because starting Timeleft is really simple. Do a website, do some ads, and you have, 50 people who say, I want to have a dinner, so you book the restaurant and that's it. When you need to book 2,500 restaurants in the night in, 260 cities and make it happen, that's a different challenge. The thing we see from Timeleft look easy, but we have our own back office. We have 12. The tech team is huge, 12 people building this huge back office who help us to manage everything. So I'm okay with all the competition, and I think for stickiness is about do you do something great and do you keep increasing the value, and then that's why you create stickiness. And for the second part of the question about the next 12 months, so what we realized at the beginning of the year is two things. One, people don't want to meet strangers. People want to meet strangers hoping they're going to find someone they like. And that's the big difference. It's like people just want to meet new people. They are not like an addict of meeting new people. You want to meet new people when you don't have your close circle, let's say, and then you want to meet new people, but you want to find someone you like, right? And the second thing is like, Wednesday is great, okay? Dinner is great, but if you're not available on Wednesday or if you want to do something else, then Timeleft don't allow you to do that because it's only on Wednesday. So since the beginning of the year, we're adding more and more things. So now we open on Wednesday, on Thursday, on Friday. We have some theme dinners. We have the women-only dinners. It's a huge success. More than 12,000 women have dinners together in the last 2 months. We launched the drinks in bars on Thursday. We're launching in 2 weeks. This week we're launching the running with strangers on Saturday morning. So you can run with a group of 6 strangers. So the goal is to go for one thing to do to other things to do every day with Timeleft. And so to help you to repeat. So now when you match with someone into the app, you have a feature called repeat, and you can re-invite someone you connect with to your next experience. And so to help you to go from one time with someone to 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, because magic happened after 10 dinners.
Love that. And kind of seems that like in the background of this, you will have like a sort of social network.
Yes.
Do you then just try to go like vertically, or do you see a moment in the future where you have all these preferences, all these likes, and you can open it a little bit more broadly? And I don't know if you know, but probably you're aware of this YPO concept. So it's a non-for-profit, but they make 100 million euros annual recurring revenue, and it's just they bring leaders together, like six to 8 leaders together, just to. And I was thinking, like, wow, I mean, you could just say, okay, tech CEOs, or like tech CEOs dinner. just to have dinner, give each other feedback. I think there are just a lot of companies just trying to do that as well.
Yeah, for sure. What we're doing now is like we add more things to do. That's the step one. The second step will be to know you a bit more and try to send you personalized invitation, not based on just one single things, but maybe in many single things. So, for example, a push who say, "Hey Max, we are doing a dinner for 6 person. We have 2 spots left. It's for couples, and one is entrepreneur. The other one is an expat girlfriend like you. Do you want to join with your girlfriend?" Yes, I want. So how can we, I think at one point we will be able to move to a highly personalized creation of things. And so the goal will be not just an app you use when you want to meet people, but to be an app who really take care of your social life. Like we can really, I think in 2 years time, we'll be able to really take care of your social life and sending you push notification and reminder about your friends you need to see, or this dinner you need to go, or this run, or whatever, based on so many things. So we're working on that now, and that's kind of my vision for the next 2 years.
Awesome. And if we change gears and we get personal, what's the belief you hold about social media? You worked a lot, you've built a business that you sold, that most others in the space would disagree with.
I was a big believer of social media, and I was an ambassador of social media in 2010 till 2015 or 16. And then my business model was to create video and make video views. So I was kind of, I was doing 4 billion video views per year, and I was making money about it. And so at the end, I just realized the goal of the company was to make you addict to see funny videos. And I was like, it don't sound right? So now my belief with social media is like they are highly addictive. They are like casino with contents. You just need to go and check what's happening. And I think they are the new TV basically. So you just open when you want to have a shot of, entertainment, and that's it. They are not social anymore. They are probably doing more bad than good overall, I think. They create this super bipolar polarization of the world also. I believe in this. And we live in this really strange world, like when, I don't know, everyone's compare themselves to whatever, like even me, I remember like not so long ago, I was like, I find myself not fit enough. And my girlfriend said, "The fuck?" And I was like, "Look, this guy, he's super fit, more fit than me." And look, this guy is also more fit than me. And I don't know, it's created this kind of a subconscious body shaming, like, everyone is doing better than you. Like, I don't know, it's, yeah. But I still spend 30 minutes per day on Instagram scrolling like everyone. So I just don't like this thing, or it's bad, but you keep coming at it. It's like,
Yeah, I just deleted it yesterday. But to your previous point, I usually delete it. I get some space, for a week or 2. And then I'm like, okay, let me just,
let's get my shot back.
Yes.
My dopamine.
What has been the lowest moment in building Timeleft, and what pulled you through it?
Good question. So Timeleft is a success story now, but the first 3 years we didn't make a single euros. It was really hard for 2 reasons. One is because I start to question myself about, am I a good entrepreneur? So I make a success on the last one, but maybe it was luck. Maybe I'm not that good. Because when you don't make any money and nothing is working, it's hard to say you're a great entrepreneur. Yeah. Also, I think many people who start their own project know this phase, but when you start, everyone asks you, how is it working well? Do you have traction? Do you make money? No, I don't. It's not working well at all. Start asking me this question. So yeah, first 3 years it was really painful. And the last attempt 2 years ago, I looked to my business partner and I said, you know what? It's 4 fails. So do we want to go for 5? I say, okay, let's go. But, let's have fun now. Let's, what's the thing we want? What's the thing we don't want? And let's do a deal together. That's the last attempt. And you say yes. Then we go like this. But there is a mantra I really like, is there is nothing stronger than a little hope that don't give up. I really truly believe that. And I think what's killed the most of the businesses is like you lack motivation or you lack money. And usually it's money who go first. And so, yeah, we have only 7 months of cash when we pivot the last time. And so Yeah. It's 2 years ago already. Wow.
I had Annie Duke on a podcast. So she wrote a couple of books, among them Thinking in Bets, Quit. So she's like a decision-making expert. She actually, when writing Quit, she talked with Daniel Kahneman from Thinking Fast and Slow.
Yeah,
But she says that our culture kind of has the thumb a little bit more on grit and perseverance. So I think there is maybe like a good framework for decision-making process. Like, when do you think, though, maybe you should give up? Or you believe that you need to iterate enough because iteration is actually changing all the assumptions.
Yeah.
Because pretty much you start from scratch with a little bit of learning. So every time that you pivot, you don't do the same thing. You could argue you've quit the first thing that you were doing and you've pivoted.
Yeah, so what you say is I'm super aligned. So what I say is this kind of the same. You say what's going to kill your businesses is when you're going to be out of money. And so if you have 2 years of cash and then you try something every 6 months, then you're going to try 4 times and then bye, you're out. And so yes, you can believe your motivation is going to be super strong till the end, probably. But then when you don't have any money, trust me, your business is going to be out or you're going to do something else. And so the question is like, how much time do you have to try stuff and how quick you can try stuff along the way? And that's one. And the second part, what I discover now with Timeleft, is when you start, it's hard. Like everything is hard. Launching a business is really hard, right? But then along the way, after 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, whatever it is for you, if it's still hard, is maybe you're not going into the right direction. And so the image I give is like when you start to find the market fit, like to find something who makes sense, everything becomes easier. People understand your idea. The acquisition cost on Meta is going down. People want to work for you. There is something. And so try to be lean as possible. Try to be frugal as possible. Try fast. But as soon as you start something, understand if the wind is still blowing on your face or if you feel it's going a bit, on your back. And when it's on your back, then keep digging. And then when you have the wind on your back and everything is easy, that's when you need to scale and push, the pedal.
And you mentioned it that you left your previous business and you also made some money. I don't know if you can disclose like how much money and if that was like a fuck you type of money. But I was wondering what.
No, the answer I give the most is like when I make this selling, I was 30, and so it helped me to never check how much I pay on the restaurant. Let's say
Nice.
Like this.
And what motivated you to start like a new company?
Because I will be super cliche, but money don't bring any happiness. There is a threshold. I think, okay, I have a discussion with a friend. He said, I really want to have my first million because I will be happy after my first million. I said, I don't think so. But he said, give me my first million and then I will decide if I'm happy. I was like, fair enough. But money don't bring you happiness because it's just not an end. It's just not the end. It's not a mean to an end or whatever. It's like I was 34. I was single, living my best life with a lot of money, whatever. But after 1 year, I was like, I want to do something. It's just not about money. It's about to do something. I want to go, and when people ask me, what do you do? I want to feel like I do something, for me or for the world or what. I want to do something. I want to be entrepreneur is to move, to push something forward, right? And is to do something. And when I was not an entrepreneur for 1 year, I was not feeling me, and so that's why it pushed me to do something again.
Absolutely, I don't think money will give you the meaning on what you do with your life. Maybe it will give you the context and the circumstances to, let's say, tick a couple of boxes to go and sit on a beach for a while. But after that, you still need to find a purpose and a meaning to put your effort. Because I think happiness actually comes from a sustained effort or something that you believe in, and ideally probably help the society as well.
But let's not mistaken me. Money is cool. Money give you comfort. Money help you to do things. Money is an energy who help you to do a lot of things. And of course, it's better to have 1 million in your bank account than to have 0. I don't say that, right? I just think yeah. And also, there is also making 1 million is not the same as making 5 or 10 or 20. There is also, as you say, like fuck me, fuck money or whatever. Not fuck me, but fuck
Fucking
fuck
money.
money. Fucking money is like when you make 1 million, that's great. When you make 2 or 3 million, that's great. But then it's not going to change drastically your life. And this, you buy a flat, then okay, and boom. So you need to go back to hustling. And so, yeah.
Yeah.
And also there is the one thing also is I think it's I don't remember who said networking is overrated. Create something great and the network is going to be created around you. And this is something you can't have with money. Maybe a bit when you're like super, super rich, but then if you make money, let's say you have 5 million in the bank, it's not going to help you to meet amazing people, to go in amazing places and talk about what you do and have amazing brainstorming. And this is, in my company now, we are 100. That's the best time of my life. With 100 people from different countries, we try to solve big problem. I feel aware. I feel, my brain is working, and I don't think with just money you can do that.
No, absolutely. I love to see this energy in you. And the last question, fast forward 10 years and Timeleft has succeeded beyond your expectations. What's different in the world?
You mean what's going to be worst? I don't know. Part of me want to believe this AI technology is going to help us to be better and to save, some stuff along the way. Someday I believe in it. Someday I don't. The only thing I know is people are going to be more and more isolated and more lonely. But I know deep down we will still need to connect and meet in real life. So maybe we're going to have this amazing startup who create third space when people can come and hang out. All these people who are left behind because AI just replaced their job can, other things to do, can be somewhere, can do something. So I hope along the way we're going to find something in this kind of space, right?
Love it. And I love the idea of third space, by the way. And hopefully that's not a digital one, but you can create
metaverse.
Exactly. But with Timeleft, you do kind of create the common understanding of, what a true human connection should be. And just by the fact of coming into a space from Timeleft, like everyone kind of knows the rules in a way, like be kind, be nice. But Max, thank you very much for taking the time. This was an absolute pleasure. Congratulations with everything that you've achieved so far, and good luck for the next 12 months. And I can't wait to go again to a Timeleft dinner.
Thank you so much.